Hi, hello, howdy, and welcome to Idol Manager, aka, I'm gonna start my own VTuber agency simulator. Now we have story mode, and we have free play mode. I've been going to go with story mode. Ooh, oh, this is great. Addy, Crydon, the group's name, Clown Corporation. Clown Corp. You'll get it clown and you'll get it cheap. Oh, I can choose my rival's gender. My rival can also be a girl. And please give me a tutorial. Oh god, difficulty. Challenging experience. It may take you some time to figure out a strategy. Relax is no fail state. Yeah, no, I'll do normal. I'll do normal. Oh hey, there's a little lady in the corner. There's voice acting? Oh, are you here to meet Fujimoto? Sorry to break it to you, but he's not here right now. If you had an appointment scheduled for now, well, you might be waiting for a while. Fujimoto has a habit of keeping people waiting. When will he be here? Hey, do I look like I know? I don't even work here. I mean, it's not like anyone works here, right? Not at the moment, at least. If you wanted to meet anyone who works for Fujimoto, well, you showed up a week too late. It happened a week ago. Oh, you didn't know? Well, this building might look like a ghost town now, but it used to be home to some very lucrative businesses. They were the kind of businesses that turn a very large profit, but they did most of their business in cash, if you catch my drift. The Yakuza? Did the Yakuza work here? Fujimoto runs the kind of businesses that favor profits over morals, kicking it old school with the world's oldest profession. He was a Yakuza. Of course, the local law enforcement were usually willing to turn a blind eye, as long as they got a cut of the action. But ever since our city was chosen to host the upcoming summer games, the higher-ups have started cracking down on that sort of thing. I guess Fujimoto decided to clean up his act before the police had to get involved, which would explain why this building is now empty, and some of the neighborhood's finest massage therapists are now finding themselves out of a job. But I guess their loss is your gain, right? That's what you're meeting Fujimoto about? Well, as best as I can gather, Fujimoto's goal is to clean up his act, but let me give you a piece of advice. People don't change their ways so easily, you dig? If you want to run things squeaky clean, you'll be running against the grain. Who are you? Me? I'm just a concerned citizen giving out some free advice. Is that enough gossip? I'm just trying to impress upon you that Fujimoto is probably desperate to fill the space with some kind of business. Whoever fills it could probably get away with running it at a loss for the foreseeable future. One of the benefits of not caring where your money comes from means you can accumulate a lot of it, and Fujimoto spent a lot of time not caring where his money came from. Anyway, I've already said too much. Enjoy your meeting with Fujimoto, alright? So you're telling me that we're gonna be renting the space for Clown Corporation from a former Yakuza member? That's a much better backstory than I could have imagined. Chapter 1. Ooh. Oh. You're the Yakuza man? This is Mr. Illegal Man? Ah, you're Addy Karaiden, right? Sorry to have kept you waiting. Good to finally meet you in person. I showed up here last night. Are you telling me I waited the entire night? I must admit, I'm a bit surprised to see you're so young, but entertainment does seem to be a young person's game, especially when it comes to managing talent. You know how it is, hustle culture. Gotta start when you're like 3 years old making that cash. Anyway, your age is less important to me than your experience, which was enough to impress me. Oh yeah, I'm glad you're impressed. Working at a circus, that is like peak entertainment. You know, like that is like the most impressive thing you can have on your entertainment resume is I worked at a circus. And a good circus at that. The thing that caught my eye, however, wasn't your education or even your most recent work experience. I was most impressed by the fact that you worked at a convenience store in high school. So it wasn't the circus? Most people wouldn't brag about working at a convenience store, but to become a part-time manager at such a young age is certainly unusual, especially given that I happen to know that convenience store. It's in a pretty rough and tumble part of town. Well, you know. When the circus stopped making, that much money, you kind of need to improvise. You know? You're someone who knows how to get things done, aren't you? Managing an idol agency isn't exactly the same thing as running a convenience store, but you have to deal with a lot of the same problems. Young employees who are trying to balance school and work, running on a tight budget, keeping customers happy. If you know the business fundamentals, I think you'll do well here. And if you don't yet know everything you need to, I hope you'll learn fast. So anyway, I have the paperwork here if you're ready to sign. Your terms are, well, let's just say that they're the best terms I was able to get on such short notice. Anyway, I don't want you to think of me as your boss. You're the boss. I'm just a sponsor. An investor, if you will. Yes. Invested in by the Yakuza. You'll love to see it. When it comes to starting capital, I'm afraid I can't offer much in the way of cash. My investments haven't left me very liquid, and I'm taking a loss on a significant portion of my portfolio. Yeah, the crime portion. Part of the reason this building happens to be vacant. But I can offer you use of the bottom floor rent-free. Pretty lucky for my loss to turn into your gain, right? I don't know if I trust it. This kind of generosity isn't typical for me, so don't get used to it. What do you get out of this? I don't trust you. I already said it, didn't I? I just want a piece of the action. You do all the hard work, and if you turn out to be a success, I get some of the prestige by association. If it fails, well, it won't be the first business venture I've seen fail. Plus, the truth is, I need someone to fill this property. If you let a space go unused for too long, it can start to look run down, and that can affect the value of the surrounding property. It's not good to have a building that never has anyone leaving or entering. But if you start expanding and taking up more space, you're going to have to pay rent for the space you move into. It's a bit early to worry about that, though. For the time being, I assume you'll be focused on getting some starting talent, training them up, doing basic promotion, and most importantly, getting yourself a fan base. I don't know everything about the entertainment industry, but the one thing I do know is that you're nothing without your fans. An idol group lives or dies based on the size of the following it gets. Oh, I know that. I know K-pop. I know K-pop. I know VTubing agencies. I know these things, sir. I know these things. Of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't pay attention to your bank account, but if you're not increasing the size of your following, you're probably doing something wrong. Plus, there's me to think about. One of the reasons I wanted to sponsor an idol group is so that one day I can turn on a TV or pick up a newspaper and see people talking about something I helped create. So go out there and make me proud. So, are we ready to formalize the agreement, or is there anything I forgot to cover? There was a woman who told me things about you. No, I don't want to piss him off. I don't want to piss off the guy who could probably get me assassinated. Likewise, but don't expect to see too much of me. Don't get me wrong, I'll try to come out to big events, but I'm a busy man. You don't think you're the only investment I'm making, right? Oh, don't worry, I'm not sponsoring any other idol groups. It's against my interest to sponsor two different companies that might compete against each other. But I'm always trying to diversify my portfolio, so I might stop by the office every once in a while, but don't expect to see too much of my face. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I'm fine with keeping a big distance from Mr. Crime Man. Hey, running an idol group can be complicated. It's challenging, even for those who have experience. A comprehensive guide would be useful, yeah? I have no idea what I'm doing. I appreciate the honesty. That's why I'd like to give you this binder. It was put together by one of my former associates, and it lays out SOP for a lot of things you'll need to do when running an idol group. What's SOP? I don't know what that means. I told you, sir, I don't know anything. You can't come in here using abbreviations. SOP. Oh, sorry. I should drop the jargon, shouldn't I? Yeah. I come from a circus. We don't talk like this at circuses. SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. It's basically a set of step-by-step instructions for helping you do all of the things you'll need to run an organization like Clown Corporation. Of course, it wasn't specifically written with Clown Corporation in mind. So the slogan isn't always clown, always cheap. But you'll be surprised at how many universal lessons apply to running a business like this one. Documents like the ones you'll find in this binder are the lifeblood of any organization. They're a way to formalize the concept so that the organization is never reliant on a single person, and so all of their knowledge is stored in a form that allows anyone to pick up and take over their role. So I'm not the first person that had to do this? I've sponsored lots of businesses before, Miss Addy. Don't call me Miss, that makes me feel old. I'll leave the binder in your capable hands. It consists of a series of lessons on various topics. Anyway, I think it's about time that I get out of your hair and let you actually start doing your job. Yeah, I want to actually start managing the idol groups, please and thank you. Any questions before I turn you loose? No. Oh my god, no. Is there a no option? Whatever, last minute advice. I think the best lessons are the ones you learn by trying and failing. How's that for advice? Yep, great. Don't get discouraged if things don't work out. A lot of starting businesses fail. To be honest, for an inexperienced person like you running a business, it wouldn't be that surprising of an outcome. Hey, don't call me a failure. That might sound pessimistic, but hopefully it takes some of the pressure off. It doesn't. It just makes me want to succeed out of spite. Every venture like this is ultimately a gamble. If you go bankrupt, I won't personally hold it against you. After all, money isn't everything, but it does tend to make life a lot easier, so try to make sure your spending is judicious. We have 6 million yen! That's a lot of money. Click on an unused part of the building to build a room there. Click. To start with, let's create your office. My office. Open the staff tab. It's you! It's me. Each staffer is represented by a card on this menu. You're the first, and so far the only staffer at Clown Corporation. On this menu, you can click on a staffer to change their nickname or to fire them. Of course, you can't fire yourself, but you can give yourself a nickname if you'd like. As the UI indicates, you're currently not assigned to any room. How about we move you over to that newly created office? Nice. Look at you, already hard at work. This is the start of your journey as an idol manager. Here you can see the current date. You can't see it because I'm in the way, but here you can see the current date. The green progress bar underneath the date indicates how close tomorrow is. The day goes by so fast, don't they? If you need time to think or plan your next move, you can pause time by hitting this button. The play button will resume time, and the fast forward button will cause time to move at an accelerated pace. Time will only pass when you're on this screen. Anytime you're experiencing a story event, time will pause automatically. You can't have an idol group without idols. It's time to hold some auditions. You can choose to hold local, regional, or nationwide auditions. Making a wider talent search with a regional or nationwide audition will increase the chance of getting a highly talented idol, but it will also cost a lot more. There's also a cooldown for holding high tiers of audition. Auditions are planned from your office. Click on your office and select the auditions office. We definitely can't afford that. So it's like a gacha. It's like we're rolling for a good idol. So it seems we have silver, gold, platinum, regional, guarantees silver, but it's so expensive. We'll start with local. We can always take somebody who's like a diamond in the rough and build them up, you know? The talent scout begins. It will take a few days for the audition to finish. It looks like the game is currently paused. Our talent scout won't progress. Alright, I'm paused. As you can see, your portrait has a progress bar that will fill up as the audition gets closer to finishing. Remember, if you want time to progress faster, you can always press fast forward. It's a brand new day and the talent scouting is finished. It's time to look at the audition. Each audition finds 5 idols. Who they are is a mystery. Oh, you look cute. Each idol has 4 stats that are based on their appearance and 4 stats that are based on their talents. Next to each stat, you'll see 2 numbers. The first number is the current value of that stat. The second number, in brackets, is their potential for that stat. You can think of potential as a soft cap. Once an idol reaches their potential in a certain stat, it will be much harder to raise that stat through training. Each idol has a unique trait. Some traits are beneficial, while others can be more of a hindrance than a help. You can click here to hire this girl to be an idol in your group. But hold up, before we hire her, let's take a look at the other candidates. Okay. Matsuya Yane. She's a snitch. Reports possible scandals even if relationship with the player is not good enough. Man. You're a little snitch. She's a sexy? Cute? Cool? Pretty? She has a lot of sexy. She's a good vocalist, terrible dancer, very funny, kinda smart. What about you? Mishimo Misaki. So she's cute and cool, very pretty, not very sexy. Maternal, gets along better with younger girls. She's good at dancing, but not funny or smart. Got it. Ishikawa Kumi. She's cute, she's sexy, she's pretty, she don't know how to dance, but she's good at singing, and she's funny, and she's pretty smart. Prodigy, training sessions are 30% faster. Takahashi Sono. She's cool, she's sexy, she's pretty, but again, she don't know how to dance, but she sure is funny. Probably because she doesn't know how to dance. Arrogant, becomes less likable after centering a single. Oh. I don't like that. Wow, looks like you were lucky enough to find a rare idol! That means she has pretty high starting stats, which will probably give her a head start over any of the other idols. Idol learns 50% faster when training whichever stat is currently their lowest. Hey, Okada Mion? I'm feeling this. She real pretty and she real cute. And vocal talent, she's gonna be like Christina Aguilera. We're hiring her. The number above each idol's portrait down here represents their overall rating. It's essentially an average of all their stats, and it can help when comparing different idols. Now that we've had a chance to look at all of these idols, let's decide who to hire. You can hire as many or as few as you'd like. Well, since you're starting out and have no idols, let's hire at least 3. We're hiring Mion. I forget who else I looked at and I was like, you're pretty solid. I think Mishimo Misaki might be okay. Cause like she definitely has like the visuals. She might not be smart or funny, but that's fine. She can be like, basically like the talent, you know? She's like the main dancer, the main vocal, the visual. Yeah, we'll take her. And then I like the Prodigy perk for her. And she can also make up in the funny and smart category. For Mion. She can like compensate for her. Nice, you've hired 3 idols. It looks like there are 2 left in this batch. You can either hire them as well or send them packing. See, I don't like her. I don't like her at all. I don't want somebody arrogant. And then like, her stats are like okay in the visual department, but then nothing to write home about in the talent department. So it's like, I'm done here. Glad to be on board. I like to try lots of different things, so feel free to assign me wherever you see fit. Oh, I should probably give them voices. You're like the cutesy one. That's also a bit of an airhead because you're not smart. The girls here all work so hard, don't they? I'm so proud to be accepted as part of Clown Corporation. Hi, I'm Ishikawa Kumi. Everyone says I'm a fast learner. I'll be sure to do my best. Now that your group has idols, it's time to give them something to do. Let's go over to the Activities tab. Every day, your group can perform an activity. Performance will spend idol's stamina. It will earn some money. Promotion will spend stamina to gain some fans. Spa treatment will spend money to allow 3 idols to recover some of their physical stamina. At the bottom of the screen, you can see how many fans, money, and scandal points your group has. It's a 0 across the board right now. It looks like right now your group doesn't have much of a following. Let's fix that by doing a promotion. Oh yeah. It looks like right now your group doesn't have yeah, I thought I did that. Okay, do I have to click it twice to do it? Success, you've got some fans. 7 of them. You can hover over your fans at the bottom of the screen at any time to see the current demographic. I don't know how to read this. We have some, men. We have some women. And we have one lady that's really hardcore. Now that it's a new day, let's plan a different activity for a group. It's time for a performance. Oh boy. It looks like that brought in a bit of money. Remember, you can do one activity every day, so choose wisely. Since you're first starting out, it might be a good idea to do some more promotions to increase your fan following. By the way, the benefit you get from doing a daily activity is based on the level of that daily activity. Hover over each activity to see how you can unlock higher levels. Unlocking higher level daily activities is one of the best ways to make faster progress as an idol group. If you're ever stuck, consider checking your daily activities and seeing what the requirements are to level up. Whenever your idols work, they spend stamina. You can check their stamina on the idol menu. Here you can see an idol's physical and mental stamina. Ordinarily, idols spend physical stamina when working, but if you force them to work when they're completely exhausted, it will drain their mental stamina instead. Idols with low physical stamina are at a greater risk of becoming injured, and idols with low mental stamina can become depressed. Be a good boss and try not to work your idols too hard. Look, at Clown Corp, you get clown and you get cheap. You don't get depressed and injured. That much I can say with confidence. Both mental and physical stamina will recover over time, but mental stamina will recover much more slowly. Here you can view your idol's stats. By default, it will display their looks and talent stats. Click on the arrow next to their stats to view their relationship. These stats indicate your relationship with each idol. They indicate your friendship, influence, and romance. One of you could be my girlfriend. We're not doing that though. That's bad. Bosses shouldn't date their employees. That's bad. And weird. It creates a terrible dynamic. Friendship is a measure of how much an idol likes you. Increase it by socializing with them, and generally being pleasant. Influence is a measure of how indebted an idol feels to you. Increase it by doing favors for her. Oh, I don't like that. Romance is a measure of, well, you know. You might be able to increase it by flirting, but not everyone will respond well to those kinds of advances. You can click on an idol to change her nickname or put her on hiatus. Later, when you create multiple idol groups, you can also click on them to assign them to different groups. Click on the profile icon. Ooh. Put this over there. Here you can view more detailed information about her stats. The Fans tab will tell you about the demographic for her fan base. A lot of men. The men like this one. The Jobs tab will display any contracts an idol gets. Salary, 5,000 a week. That's like 50 yen, isn't it? $50? 50 US dollars? The Bonds tab will display an idol's relationships with other idols in the group. You can click here to see who she's friends with and to see which group members she might not be getting along with. It looks like we don't know very much about her current relationships with other members. Let's socialize and get to know her better. From the idol member, choose an idol. I want to talk to you, Mion. It takes some time to prepare social events, so let time progress. Looks like you're ready to socialize with the idol you selected. Let's go get coffee. Casual conversation is a good way to get to know your idols, and key to building friendships. Flirting at your own risk. You can ask an idol about her wishes to find out what her goals are. Helping her fulfill her goals will increase your influence. You can ask an idol to share gossip about other group members, or ask her to mentor a younger member of the group. If you have influence with an idol, you can spend that influence to get her to do certain things. If your idol is bullying another group member, you might need to resort to this option? Huh. Every idol graduates and leaves the group eventually. You can ask her when she's planning to graduate or accelerate her graduation. Alright, let's have casual conversation. What did you want to chat about? Okada Mion waxes fanatical about her favorite food and shares a bit about what has been going on with her family. You also find out that Mion can dice an onion without crying. I mean, that is like the most important thing to know about somebody. You can't run everything yourself. Idols need to be coached, and you need staffers to help with sales and production tasks. Let's go and hire some. Staff tab, hire. You can hire a variety of different staffers. This screen will also show you what type of room the staffer works in. Each staffer will have one of two specializations. You can choose from novice, professional, and expert. More experienced staffers start with higher stats but also cost more money to employ. As a starting group with a limited budget, it's best to keep our costs low. For now, let's start by hiring a manager. Sales manager or production manager. I can handle the production, I think. You know, I have worked in a circus. I know about production. Money, on the other hand, I know nothing about because I'm very poor. Now our new staffer needs a place to work. Click on an unused space, select office, staff card, bam! If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate research points. Now that you've hired a staff, they'll generate research points whenever they're not working. It looks like you already have some research points to spend. Here you can hover over each type of research point to see how many research points your staffers are passively generating. You can also buy research points. Let's spend some of your manager research points. These? To unlock different marketing options or unlock different types of business contracts. Okay. It looks like you don't have enough research points to unlock anything. You can generate more research points passively or buy them from the previous menu. I guess I'll buy some. Let's unlock the photo shoot business contract. Once you've unlocked an item with research points, you can spend more research points to level it up in the future. Note that certain items have separate requirements to unlock. For example, unlocking the variety show business contract requires that your group have a certain number of fans and fame. Let's go back. Different staffer types can be used to research different items. For example, you'll use music research points to unlock different musical genres, and use dance research points to unlock different styles of choreo. You have a manager working for you. Let's have her make some business proposals. Click on the office, business proposal. It'll take some time for her to finish. Remember that you can always fast forward. Looks like she finished creating a business proposal. Ooh! Each client will be looking for an idol who is good in a particular stat. You get to choose which idol participates. You have 3 options. Your staffer can try to negotiate a better rate. The number of times you can negotiate is based on the staffer's deal stat. Renegotiating the deal can result in a better or worse result. The results are random, with the odds of success determined by the staffer's deal stat. Once you have an outcome, click the accept button. You have 98 pretty. Yeah, you are here to do it. I'm fine with the 200,000. You can also have a staffer automatically generate business proposals. Click on the staffer. Auto proposals. There we go. When this box is ticked, the staffer will automatically generate business proposals. Got it. Different types of business proposals have different benefits. You can click on the staffer's office and choose a preferred proposal type. You've been using a lot of the menu tabs. Did you know that you can switch between menu tabs using keyboard shortcuts? I don't need to know. I don't care for keyboard shortcuts. On the default agency view, you can get an overview of how many research points you currently have. You can use the buttons here as shortcuts for daily activities like promotion, performance, and spa treatment. These daily activities can also be triggered using keyboard shortcuts. You can view pending tasks from the default agency view. Let's take a look at your pending tasks. Looks like there's a story event waiting for you. Meeting the requirements for story task doesn't automatically trigger the story event. You'll need to come back to the screen and click on the story task when you're ready to advance. In addition to story tasks, sometimes characters will give you optional tasks to complete. If you socialize with an idol and ask about her wishes, it will show up as a task here. You might also get a task if you take out a loan from a certain someone. This is the Yakuza man. Like with story events, you'll need to come back to the screen and click on the task after meeting the requirements. If you ever get stuck and aren't sure how to progress the story, you can always come back to the screen to view the requirements for the next event. Time to hire a dance staffer. Dance coaches and vocal coaches can help idols improve their dance and vocal stats. Let's have your dance staffer coach an idol. Alright, which of you has the worst dance stat? 58, 12, 2. Oh, yep. Kumi, you... No, wrong place. Dance studio. Okay. Note that a staffer can only coach an idol if the staffer's coaching stat is higher than the idol's stat. For example, a dance staffer with a coaching stat of 20 won't be able to coach an idol whose dance stat is 20 or higher. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people here aren't going to be able to help Myeon. She's just too good. This consumes idol stamina. Be careful not to overwork. You can click on the staffer's room and select auto practice to have them automatically coach idols whenever they're not working on anything else. To produce a single, you need to have hired a dance staffer, music staffer, and manager staffer. You must also go to the research tab and unlock at least one lyric type, marketing strategy, choreography style, and genre of music. Lyric type, so we can do love, rebelling, partying, loneliness, friends, regret, happiness, politics, or anxiety. I think we should start with happiness. I feel like that's a common thing for idol groups, is they'll release like a really like fun and bubbly song as like their first single. Not to mention it's summer, so it's like we're looking for like a summer hit. Looking for a summer bop. Marketing. Digital only release, individual handshake event, group handshake event, ad campaign, viral campaign, fake scandal, lewd PV, edgy PV, artsy PV. I would say an ad campaign because it also gets us new fans. And then we need a choreo style. We have cute, cool, sexy, elegant, energetic, street, experimental. We need to buy more. And then we'll go with cute, since we're doing happy lyrics. And then for a music producer, pop. Let's go! It's also a good idea to wait until your group has some fans who will be buying the single. Alright, let's do some promotions. Time to create your first single. New single. Start by choosing a name. Alright, we have a happy song being released by Clown Corp. We'll call it something cute, like Enter the Circus. Choose a marketing plan, genre of music, lyric type, and choreography style. Alright, so we're doing an ad campaign, pop, happiness, cute. You'll need to select a number of CDs to produce. We have 35 fans right now. So let's go for 150 to account for like newer fans. It's time to choose which idols will participate. Mion has a lot of cute, so she's gonna be center. The group's stats will be based on the stats of the idols participating in the single. Idols closer to the center of the formation will contribute more. The team chemistry stat is based on how well the idols in the formation are getting along with each other. Putting a bully in the formation can have a negative effect on team chemistry. Being chosen as a center can boost an idol's individual career. Click continue after you're done. And then you can go here. Then you can go here. You have a good amount of cute, good amount of pretty. Let's keep going. Now that all of the hard choices have been made, it's time to produce your single. You'll need to have your character write the lyrics, have a music staffer work on the song, have a dance staffer do the choreo, and a manager create the marketing. Start by dragging the single into your office. Completing all of the production tasks associated with the single will take some time. Our single is ready to release, baby! We can click the release button. Oh no! Oh god. Sales and new fans minus 30. Well, that didn't go well. That sucks. Sales 19. No, 20. God damn it. We got 15 new fans. Better than nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, this man again. Hey, thought I'd stop by. I can see by the binders on your desk that you've been consulting some of the business notes I gave you. That's good. Who wrote these business tips? I told you before already, didn't I? They were written by one of my former associates. I trusted them enough to run several of my business operations, and they did quite well. So any advice they have to give is probably worth taking. I hope they're not saying anything bad about me. Have I finished the tutorial? Hello, ma'am? You can call me by my name, I'm not that old. Oh, alright then. Are you sure that's alright? I'm not really in the habit of addressing superiors by their given name, so I might slip back into habit. I hope that's not a problem. Anyway, I wanted to ask you about a few things. Specifically, we need to set a number of guidelines for how the girls behave and how events are run. It can be chaotic if things aren't consistent. I think it's best to have a set policy in place so that everyone is working with the same rulebook, so to speak. I have some ideas for policies. That's great, ma'am. I have a list of things I was meaning to ask you about. Of course, nothing is set in stone. You can always change your mind if you don't like the current set of policies. In fact, it's pretty common for new groups to be flexible when they first start off and adapt their policies depending on what seems to work best. The longer you stick with a given policy, the more people come to expect certain things from you. When an organization gains more of a reputation and people get more used to running things a certain way, changing policies can take a while, and you might have to wait longer for the benefits to show up. But since we're a young organization, we have time to change things around. Sorry, that was a bit more explanation than you needed. Yeah, it was. You're the boss, so with that in mind, what kind of business proposals do you think would be the most promising? I think we should focus on variety shows. To be honest, variety shows are great. They're great for people getting to know your idols. Variety show appearances don't pay very much for new upstart groups like ours, but they're a good source of exposure. So should I focus on getting us variety show appearances? Yeah. Sounds good. Recently, I've been thinking about the branding of Clown Corporation. What kind of vibe do you want people to associate with our group? Clown. Which I guess would be funny. Yeah, a comedy-focused group, huh? That could be fun. Alright, another branding question. It's about the kind of fans we're trying to attract. What kind of image are we trying to portray? What kind of image are we trying to project? Orthodox, rebellious. I would say neutral. I would say neutral. Playing it safe, huh? Well, trying not to alienate anyone is a valid way to go, and certainly not a bad choice. Screening incoming talent, we can conduct background checks during the recruitment process. A more rigorous background check will make the recruitment process more expensive, but it can help filter out more of the bad apples. A basic background check. That should help us screen out some of the more problematic candidates. We also need to talk about social media. Since anything that the idols post online is going to reflect in the organization, part of the idols' contract allows us to set rules governing their public social media use. Pre-moderated posts. I don't trust y'all with no restrictions. Some of you people post silly things. On a related note, we should figure out what to do about allowing live streams if we want to allow them at all. Do live streams, baby. Oh, another thing. We need to have a dating policy in place. I am not going to restrict dating because dating restrictions are frickin' weird. They're weird and unnecessary, and if you're the kind of person that's like, I don't want my favorite idol to date somebody because then that means I can't date them, you are a weirdo. Like, full stop, you are a frickin' weirdo. That's weird. You shouldn't have those feelings about a person you've never personally met. Like, what are the odds that you're going to meet, date, and then marry your favorite idol? Slim to none. Therefore, trying to control their dating life is just stupid. There's no point. No restrictions. Doors wide open. That's a more modern approach. Yeah, it is. One last thing related to finances, or more specifically salaries. Offering the talent pay raises in order to keep them satisfied. The way it is right now, the only time idol salaries can increase is if you change them yourself, but if you authorize me to offer them incremental pay bumps, I could keep an eye on which girls seem to be less satisfied with their pay. Keep them satisfied at moderate levels. Sounds good. I'll adjust salaries if their satisfaction seems to be dipping too low. Hey boss, are you— oh, sorry, am I interrupting anything? Not at all. We were just wrapping up some discussion of the group's policies. Hey, that's good thinking. Have you set any policies on things like event security? No, actually, but that's a great point. In fact, we should probably decide that right now. Yeah, we need to figure out what our security policy is going to be at events where the idols interact with fans. You know, live appearances, handshake events, that sort of thing. Hardcore fans don't like seeing security guards everywhere, but having good security in place will make the girls feel safer. Definitely not relaxed. I don't know, people are weird. That's like, I want to have a good idol group, and like, people are freaking weird, you feel me? Like, people are just freaking weirdos. We'll go with normal for now. While we're on the topic of live events, I've been focusing a lot on dance choreography. More specifically, I've been thinking about clothing choices. And how skirts can make certain kinds of wardrobe accidents more likely. I'm sure that hardcore fans would get a huge kick out of seeing the girls in short skirts. Ew. But less hardcore fans aren't as into that thing. We could have the girls wear short skirts with safety shorts. Have them wear pants instead. Look, I would be honest, my vision for this clown group, they're wearing dresses. That, like, I have seen the compilation videos of, like, wardrobe malfunctions, and boy, they aren't fun. And also, I don't want to, like, cater to, like, perverts. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to cater to perverts. So we're gonna go with long skirts. One last thing, I know this is kind of a subjective question, but when it comes to live performances, which do you think is better, quality or energy? Energy. Energy, 100%. Like, literally, you could be vocally terrible live, but if you are having fun, your audience is gonna have fun. When a fan sees a girl who's singing her heart out and isn't holding anything back, or someone who's dancing so passionately that they're sweating on stage, that's the kind of thing that can make them a fan for life. Yup. Well, now that we got through the tutorial, I'm going to leave this episode here. I'm really excited to get into the nitty-gritty of this game. I really like management sims and all that, so looking forward to it, and I hope you're looking forward to it. Because remember, this is Clown Corp. Always clown, always cheap.